And going live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody. My name is Matt. I'm from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for everything Royal Caribbean related. RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Happy Monday. Every Monday, we're live with you here on YouTube. Glad to have you here. Jonesy, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Happy Monday to you. You're our first chatter in. That is hard to do here on YouTube. TNT Films, what's up, dude? Michael First, hello. Jared, hello. Robert Ranelli is here. Cruise Addicts is here. Whitney Castillo, Andy in the house. We've got Sarah Baker. We've got Nicholas, Ruth, Sidestrike 360. Love it. Cheryl Mantle, hello. Chan Pretty E, welcome. Keith Bruce. Lawrence is here. Michael is here. Matt Banville, hello to Maven Lorelei. Josh Taylor, welcome to one and all on this beautiful, I don't know if it's beautiful, it's probably hot and humid outside. I ain't going outside. But I am glad you were here on this Monday as we hang out talking Royal Caribbean together. I love talking Royal Caribbean. Hope you do as well. And of course, guys, we're here to answer your cruise questions. There's plenty to talk about. In a world in which there is no cruises, there is still plenty to talk about. Lots of things happening, lots of stuff to keep you busy as it is. So, Jason Peterson, hello, I see you in the chat. Brett is here, no doubt stroking his mountain man beard. Welcome, Brett. Daryl Mullen, hello. Kathy, hello. Tony Diaz, what's up, Tony? Bob and Christy in the house, welcome. Josie tried to wash the car and one bug after another would come to drink water off the car. Hashtag gross. Mike Roselle, welcome. It's your first time live. Glad to have you joining me here. My name is Matt. I am from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. And of course, just jump in, Mike, if you got a question about Royal Caribbean. TNT Films, did you start these Monday night lives during the quarantine or was this before the shutdown? Before the shutdown. I started it before the shutdown. I don't know when. It was a fair amount of time beforehand. And then we've really just been doing these lives because making the traditional videos I used to make on YouTube didn't make a whole lot of sense during the quarantine. Javon with our first super chat of the day. Javon, thank you so much. Javon says, hi, Matt. Hello, Javon. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe deep in the heart of Alabama. Don Goldstein, Commander. Good to see you, friend. Adventure Redefined. First time live. Guys, welcome. We're always glad to see some people here for the first time. We have a great community. Great people. I know so many of these people here by name because they're here all the time, whether it's Jared or it's Javon or it's Jason Peterson, a lot of friends, Brogan, all the good stuff's here. Jared, how does an overnight stop at a port look like? There is no set time to get back at the ship. No. It's like a floating hotel. You just come and go as you please. John Bennett, are kids allowed, supervised, of course, allowed in the suite lounge? Yes, they are. Jason Peterson, good to see Brad Pitt on the big screen tonight. And thank you, Jason, for being a Royal Caribbean Blog insider. Always appreciated, sir. Hello, Shane. If you're saying good morning to me, so I'm guessing you're down under, perhaps. Chad says, oh, geez, I was going to have a water, but I guess I better pour a Kraken and Coke in my honor. Buddy, appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. Nicholas, hi, Matt. Any idea on which ship will sail in Singapore next year, as all ships in Asia go into Australia? I don't, Nicholas. Obviously, beyond what Royal Caribbean has there on the schedule, I don't have any more insight into what may or may not happen in terms of itineraries and ships in particular areas. So, yeah, we're kind of at the mercy of Royal Caribbean to see what's going to happen over there. Valen Martinez wants to know, is Odyssey of the Seas still on schedule? I guess it depends on who you ask. You know, you might have seen the blog post over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com earlier today. The shipyard where Odyssey is being built. There was a second fire there over the weekend, or last week anyway. And, construction fires are not uncommon, or, it's a construction zone. They've got torches, they're welding, there's sparks flying, right? But, that being said, some of it complicates an already complicated situation. Because, of course, with all the COVID stuff going on, with the delays at the shipyard, reduced workforce, the shipyard used the word delays, but they did not specify. They didn't say delays in delivery or delays in construction. They just said delays. And that doesn't necessarily mean there won't be a delay in delivery. It may just simply mean there's a delay in the construction delays that they can overcome, certainly. But according to Royal Caribbean, nothing has changed yet. And yet is the key word there, so we have to wait and see. Matt Smith in the UK, 2 a.m., hanging out with here. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you for staying up late with me tonight. Nicole, 10 months till Symphony of the Seas. Nice. Mike Roselle, our next cruise is during Thanksgiving next year. Ever been on one? And if so, how was the food? Yes, I've done Thanksgiving a number of years already. Love it. Food is fantastic because you still get the same great Royal Caribbean food you've come to love in the main dining room or any specialty restaurants. And in addition, they have a special Thanksgiving menu, which has turkey and pecan pie or pecan, I don't know how to pronounce it. You get all the trimmings that you would have at home, but you don't have to cook it, you don't have to clean up after it, and if you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. So that's really, really nice. Adventure Redefined, I've looked everywhere for that Monopoly. Really, the only place you should be looking is eBay. I would look at eBay and eBay UK. Those are the two places I've seen it. Matt M, what's the earliest you suggest getting a flight home, hopefully cruising in 21? I'm not sure which port, Matt, you're flying out of, or which port your cruise ship ends in. For U.S. ports, I generally don't recommend anything before 11 a.m. I think if you can get somewhere around in the 11 o'clock hour or closer to noon, it's very safe. You don't have to hustle off the ship. You can really take your time right there. Tina, love the shirt. Thank you. Getting the mega powers, brother. Yeah, you got to be an old school wrestling fan to get that one. Alana is here. Alana, what is going on? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Hope the baby's doing well. Hope you're getting some sleep. My goodness. That's like, I have 2 kids. The one thing I don't miss is the constant waking up in the middle of the night with crying. So my heart goes out to you. I hope you have. I hope you're past that point, or Raphael's in charge of that. I'm not sure whichever one comes first, but good to see you here. Alana's another great YouTube creator. She does covers the whole cruise industry, and of course, we all know deep down inside, she loves Royal Caribbean, just like we all do. Evan, I've heard that some cruise lines are selling off ships. Is Royal Caribbean one of those cruise lines? No, at least not yet, Evan. Carnival is one of them. I understand a Costa ship was confirmed as one of them today. So yeah. Kevin Anderson, has the schedule changed for the ship amplifications? It has, Kevin. Yes. As of right now, the Royal Amplifications, remaining Royal Amplifications that are out there for Allure, Explorer, Liberty, Adventure, they're all on hold indefinitely. There's an indefinite hold going forward for all the amplification. Royal Caribbean says it does intend to take care of it at some point, but it's indefinitely delayed until they actually have some money to pay for it. Brogan Lawrence with the super chat. Thank you, Brogan. Can't wait for the 2021 group cruise from Southampton. Brogan, I can't wait myself as well. I have to reach out to you, my friend. We get a little bit closer to that sail date. We can organize maybe like a pre-cruise dinner the night before the cruise somewhere. KB in the UK. Somebody else awake. We got a lot of people awake in the UK. Matt, Brogan, KB. Guys, I really appreciate you guys staying up late with me here. We'll have to make up for it and do a little bit earlier live broadcast, so that way, earlier my time, so that way you can have like a semi-normal time to be on here. Let's see here. Alana, thank you. We are finally sleeping through the night, and yes, much love for Royal Caribbean. I knew it. Whitney Castillo, I'm starting to think 2020 is a no-go. Guys, question of the night for you. Type in chat right now, yes or no. Will there be Royal Caribbean cruises in 2020? Type yes or no. Powerful female, yes. Earlier time, please. I will do that. How about this? I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to set a time for next week. Next week's live broadcast, which I think is on July 6th. We're going to go live. At 4 p.m. Eastern. And I'm never going to remember that, so I'm going to put it on my calendar. Bear with me, guys. 4 p.m. Eastern, I don't know what that is, UK time, but that should be really early for you guys. Or manageable. YouTube live at 4 p.m. It's on my calendar. It's official now. All right, so a lot of people saying no, yes, no. Michael is in that. Yes, booked for December 19th, 2020. A lot of no's. Andrew Ford, yes, if we include China. That I do agree with. Lisa McBrain with the super chat. Thank you, Lisa. Very much appreciate your generosity. Of course, super chats, guys, not required. It is it's the virtual tip jar for basically donating if you enjoy the content, but it's not required. I'm not sitting here holding the jar out like, please. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. It's very much appreciated. Thank you, Lisa, for your generosity. All right, so 4 p.m. Eastern is 9 p.m. UK time. So I'm assuming that's good. That's about as early as I can do it right there. If I do it any later, there's really not much of a difference for you guys. It'd still be like 11 o'clock. So yeah, trying to work it in there. Chris Robertson from St. John's, Florida. Welcome, Chris. Glad to have you here. Don Kaldenberg, booked for October 11th out of San Juan. My travel agent says I should cancel. Your travel agent, here's what I would tell you, Don. Don't cancel. Because you will get more money if you wait for Royal Caribbean to cancel on you. What I mean by that is, Don, if you cancel right now, you will likely, I'm not sure what you booked. I mean, granted, if you just want your money back and you have a refundable cruise deposit and you're not past final payment date, that is a viable option. But there is something to consider, that if Royal Caribbean cancels on you, then they will give you the choice of a 100% refund or 125% future cruise credit. But you do have some options because, of course, you do have, I think, lift and shift, some other things there. But something to keep in mind. But it really boils down to, do you want to go on that cruise? Because obviously you're rolling the dice here a little bit. And holy moly, Kelly Kolovos with a giant super chat. Woo! Thank you, Kelly. And Luke Wallace with a back-to-back super chat. Thank you, Luke. Kelly, Luke, thank you guys so much. And Kelly, thank you so much for your generosity. Wowie, wow, wow. That's very nice. I appreciate it. Hang on a second. I missed a comment. Kim Oakland. What's up, Kim? Might not be here on the 6th, having cataract surgery that day. You can still listen, right? I mean, you don't have to look at me. I mean, Tony Diaz wishes that was the case, but yeah, it's an auditory experience. We can do an ASMR. You know what that is? It's people who are like, hello, we're going to take you on an audio journey today. And while on this journey, we're going to walk around and clean up the room. Yes. Some people are into that. It's not my thing, but hey, man, I'm just saying. Don Kaldenberg, thank you for that info. You're very welcome. I mean, keep in mind, Don, your travel agent is giving you not bad advice, but there is an upside to hanging on a little bit longer. That's all. You got to weigh that for yourself. Let's see here. KB, like to say that we're booked on October on Symphony, but I'm losing faith. Yeah, man, I'm not sure. Listen, you guys know I want to be as positive as I can, but I also want to be as realistic as I can. And I'm not sure if how realistic any of that is, quite frankly. Jared, would you go on a different company ship like Norwegian or Carnival if they started cruising before Royal Caribbean? You know, I thought about that. I'm not sure. Like as an example, Jared, there is a cruise line here in Florida that is going to be sailing allegedly in July, and that is Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line. But that's a bit much for me. I'm not sure. I have to think about it. Lisa with another super chat. Thank you, Lisa, for the super chat. Matt, when tendering into a port, how long should you allow for return of the ship, especially when not doing an excursion to Royal Caribbean? Great question. You probably want to give yourself... number one, Lisa, let's say all aboard time is 5 o'clock p.m., okay? You should be at the terminal, at the tender area by 3 o'clock at the latest. I would not risk it beyond it. The reason being that there can be delays, right? Whether you getting there, but of course, just because you get to the terminal doesn't mean there's a tender necessarily waiting for you. I mean, if you're in the tender area, you're probably fine. I mean, I don't think they're going to leave you behind if they see people there, but 2 hours minimum is what I would set. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think we personally might even be a little like, let's just get back to the port area, do a little bit of shopping even before that, and then board the tender when we feel comfortable. Kim Oakland with a giant super chat. Woo! Looking forward to the group cruise next year. Kim, I can't wait for that. And thank you, Kim, as always, for your amazing, super incredible Want to give you a hug, generosity. My goodness. Thank you, Kim. Really, really appreciate that. And Lizzie Ames with the super chat. Also, wow, lots of generosity. Guys, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Husband went back to working nights. I finally get to watch you again without him getting all butthurt. This feels like we've got a weird situation going on here, you know? It's like, oh, you're gonna go watch that guy again, huh? What's his name? Mark? Instead of spending time with me? Who's more important? Lizzie? Me? Or Mark over there? His name is Matt. I don't care what his name is. Appreciate it, Lizzie. Thank you for your generosity. And I am so glad to hear that I am not coming in the middle anymore of you and your husband. I missed you. I thank you, Lizzie. I missed you as well. Let's see here. Rita, Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line is not a real cruise, not worth the money. Yeah, they operate old Carnival ships. That's a bit much. Now, whether or not, Norwegian or Carnival, it's a good question. Cheryl's got advice for Kim, by the way, for cataract surgery. It's easy, just lots of eye drops afterwards. Brent Ferguson, what's up, dude? Sorry, I've been MIA lately. Hope all is well. Brent, hope the family's good. Hello to baby Emma, who should be sleeping right now if she's not. His name is Brad. Oh, gosh. Darn it. Daryl, you're so right. I screwed up the joke. His name is Brad Pitt. It's not Brad Pitt. It's just some guy named Mike or Mark or something. No, he looks just like him. Why can't you just appreciate that I have different tastes and support me as a woman? I'm independent. Whatever, I'm going back to work. Matt Banville, only thing worse than a new Carnival ship is an old Carnival ship. You guys are brutal, man. Oh, where's Sherry for these comments? Josie, there are two things I can count on at dinner time, no matter what I eat. My mom will call and Matt will go live. Is this Tootsie? I don't know. I come up with these voices. Joe O wants to know, when's the group cruise? We have 2 group cruises coming up in 2021. We had another one booked for this year, but it's canceled because of coronavirus. We have the first one is on Anthem of the Seas in July out of Southampton to Norway. It's a 7-nighter, if I'm not mistaken, or 8-nighter. I don't remember, but it is out of Southampton to Norway. First time ever cruising out in Europe, let alone Norway. That's gonna be amazing. And of course, we also have another group cruise on Harmony of the Seas, Thanksgiving 2021, out of Port Canaveral. That's over Thanksgiving holiday. Gonna be amazing. More information about any of our group cruises over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/events. Mark Hunter, hello, Mark. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Jonathan Harmon, we need to get Matt on a Star Class cruise. I actually have one booked, John. I have one booked, I think for like 2022. I booked it we were on a ship and I saw a really good deal, relatively speaking. I think I have one booked, actually. But I'd love to sneak one in even earlier. Jason, at least Matt hasn't started singing yet. Guys, last week I sang a little bit on here, and people were getting... Was it here? No, it was on Facebook Live. People were really getting upset that I was singing. It was really like, this is awful. John McCoy, how long does it take for a Royal Caribbean to contact you on the Future Cruise credit? It really depends, John. There isn't necessarily a defined time frame. There isn't a catch-all expectation. Future Cruise credits do seem to flow a little bit faster than refunds because they go out there. I will tell you though, depending on when your cruise was canceled or when you canceled it. Well, as an example, when Royal Caribbean cancels its cruises now, when they say, okay, these, we're canceling cruises for another 30 days, like they just did last week, there is always a date that comes to the Future Cruise credit saying by this date or before, you'll receive the Future Cruise credits. Now, if you cancel it on your own, like you just decided to cancel and take a Future Cruise credit as part of the Cruises Confidence Program, it really does vary. But they canceled it last week, which is late June. I believe Future Cruise credits should have been out for that set of sailings, but sometime by the end of July, so give or take there. Let's see here. Clamp says, imitations are fine, just don't sing. Benjamin Cohen, how do they determine where ships embark from? Any particular reason why Anthem and Oasis are always in New Jersey? Good question, Benjamin. The answer to your second part is probably a better answer for your overall question. The reason why Royal Caribbean cruise out of New Jersey, because it is cheaper. Basically, to cruise out of New York, Manhattan, which is traditionally where you see cruise ships go out of, you will get the port there, the port of Manhattan, will charge whatever they charge, and there's only so many berths that are there, available spots for the cruise ships to actually dock in. New Jersey basically told Royal Caribbean, well, you come over here, and we'll charge you way less than they're charging you over in New York. So in the case of Bayonne, that's why that is. Royal Caribbean built its own terminal over there in Cape Liberty, and they pay less for it, and they control the which ships can get in there. They're not competing with other cruise lines, whereas the port of Manhattan is available to anybody. Does that make sense? Mighty Rendendo Personal, what is your favorite cruise ship food? Ooh. I mean, Izumi Hibachi, Izumi Sushi, Sabor Guacamole. Fantastic. Love it. Evan Agronoff, when is the best time to book a cruise for 2021? Evan, that's a great question. I would tell you this much. Last week, Evan, we posted at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com an interesting insight from Royal Caribbean's revenue manager. And basically what Royal Caribbean is seeing right now is bookings for 2021 doing this, just going straight up. My advice, and their advice as well, book as early as you can. ASAP, lock in that price. Get the lowest price possible. Book it now. That's the best strategy, if you ask me. Sophie Burns is here. What's up, Sophie? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us here. Whitney, I see that Royal Caribbean changed from Evian to Dasani. So random. I'm not mad about it. I just hate Evian. Oh, interesting. I think it has to do with the fact that Dasani is owned by Coca-Cola, which of course was already their brand of soft drinks on board. So it's probably a little bit easier, maybe even cheaper for them to do it that way than Evian. Doesn't mean necessarily Evian won't be available on board, but yeah, at least the pre-order option is. Michael First, hello Matt, can I get some advice for Greece tour excursions in June? Oh man, if anybody has any good recommendations for Michael in our chat for Greek island tour excursions, Argostoli, I've not been there, so maybe someone in our chat can help out. Kelsey Nelson, do you think Royal Caribbean will limit capacity? That's a really good question, Kelsey. I don't know. It's tough to say because the issue is we're who knows what will happen. I wonder what the answer is. I don't know, obviously, but I could see it happening and I could not see it happening. I think especially in the short term, demand may by itself limit it, but yeah, I don't know. It's an excellent question, and I'm not sure what the answer is right there. Brogan, do you think they will extend the use of future cruise credits into summer 2022? I think, well, number one, Brogan, they can't extend them into summer 2022 until summer 2022 sailings are actually in existence. So you can't put the cart before the horse necessarily in this situation. You've got to make sure that that comes out. So at the minimum, Brogan, I don't expect that they will announce anything until until those new itineraries come out there. That'd be my expectation for number one. John, do you see buffets going back to normal once things calm down after 2020? Yes. I think that and Royal Caribbean has said this, the changes that we see when cruises begin on day one will not be the same changes for here on out going forward. It's going to be an organic situation, and I think that it will eventually become I think a lot of these things will come back. The buffet, a traditional cruise buffet, I think we will see it once again at some point. Whenever COVID is really just a minor consideration, if you will, not necessarily the dominant, type of concern as it is right now. So I think once that's under control, yes. Devin, is that Royal Caribbean Monopoly in the background? Yes, it is. 5-Trip, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you in a little while. What happens if Royal Caribbean cancels a cruise, but final payment was not paid? Then you basically just get the money back, your deposit. That's all. You get whatever money you paid, you get back as your refunded back. Regardless if it's non-refundable or refundable, you have the same options. You either get back as a refund, future cruise credit, lift and shift. There you go. Andy, I made a photo album of my Anthem the Seas cruise for December 2015. May I send it to you? No offense, but I wouldn't mind. You can send me photos of it. Take some pictures of it with your, your phone, and you don't need to send me the whole thing. Keep your memories for yourself, my friend. Missy LS, man, oh man, I want to go on a cruise in October. I don't know if I'll get to go, but I'm crossing my fingers. Man, oh man, Missy, I am with you on this. I really, really really hope we get a chance to make that happen. But, yeah, not sure. Ryan H., don't forget about your favorite cruise food, spaghetti in the main dining room. Oh, dude, yes, thank you for reminding me. Spaghetti bolognese, main dining room. If you guys haven't had it yet, you're probably like, why are we talking about spaghetti and meat sauce? That's because you haven't had said spaghetti and meat sauce. It is fantastic. Really, really good. So, Andy, any input on the PADI course and excursions offered by Royal Caribbean? I've heard nothing but great things about it, Andy. I've heard nothing but good things about the scuba classes and whatnot. My good friend John Bamber has done it. He swears by. A lot of other people do as well. So, yeah, it's really good. We've got back-to-back, belly-to-belly super chats coming in. Chad, hey, Chad, thank you for the super chat. Do you think this long pause in cruise activity will shift Royal Caribbean's focus from sweet guest revenue back to Crown and Anchor loyalty guests? I'll be honest, Chad, I think the answer is I don't agree with your premise of your question. But I do agree that yes, and we've already seen it, that there will be more of a focus on Crown and Anchor. Why do I say that, Chad? Because already, Royal Caribbean has said on multiple occasions, including to its investors, that a big part of their bookings are Crown and Anchor guests. Cruise loyalists, people that have cruised before, are who are booking cruises. So this is their bread and butter. Before COVID-19, Chad, their bread and butter was new cruisers. People who were coming to Royal Caribbean for the first time. They were making a lot of money right there. Say hi to Maeve and Lorelei. They can't see them, just wave. Okay, now goodbye. So I think with that being said, I think going now with COVID-19, you have obviously a lot. Those first-time cruisers aren't interested in cruising, necessarily booking a cruise. So the Crown and Anchor loyalty guests are a big deal because that's where their revenue is right there. And so from that, okay, they can't see you. I mean, you can't see them.
Why?
Because this is the way it works. It's just YouTube. Maeve says hello.
Yay! Hi, Maeve.
So basically the answer to your question, Chad, is yes, but I don't think that, again, the focus on sweet guest revenue was, I mean, look, that's always going to be a part of it. I mean, they want to make money. That they're a for-profit company, but I do think there'll be a renewed effort in that. Does that make sense, Chad? Is that, I hope you're tracking that, and we kind of agree on that. And Susan Westfall, Susan, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Challenger Chris, I understand your initial view on the key, but now with all the expected add-ons to boarding, temperature check, etc., do you think the key might be a better thing? As it stands right now, no. I might change my mind on it once we see what all those extra things are. The reason why I say that is I think the thing you're overlooking is expedited arrival. I think expedited arrival is that's free for everybody. And in ports where it's available, I think that's going to be just as good, if not better. Jonathan Harmon with the super chat because the girls made me laugh. I'll take my kids out for ice cream. Be like, hey, you earned this $5. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate that, my friend. Devin, Teddy Ruxpin sporting some new shades. Yeah, it's actually the Royal Caribbean sunglasses. I got a thing in the mail from Royal Caribbean, and there was sunglasses in there. So he's rocking the sunglasses. Missy, best episode ever. Michael, future co-host. You know what's funny is on Paris, I once, about a year or two ago, some of you may know this, I brought the girls out, we were on Periscope, which is like Twitter's live video thing, and I had that, they were doing it, them two were just sitting here, I was off on the side, just monitoring the chat, and we actually got banned, because you can't have kids under 13 on live video. I don't know what YouTube's rules are, but yeah. Let's see here. What else? I know I missed a bunch of questions there. Josh Taylor. She's mad. She has mad dancing skills. She must have gotten them from you, obviously. Jake Minoff, you answered this a month ago, but want to know your thoughts. Do you think cruises will resume without a vaccination? Without a vaccine? Yes. I think that's almost, I mean, what's the interesting thing is I know why you're asking that. And it's a very fair question. But there are a lot of people who, and I don't want to get into an anti-vaccine discussion here. I'm just simply going to say there's a lot of people who do not want to take a vaccine even if one was available. So from that standpoint, I think they're going to have to. Tony Diaz with the super chat. Thank you, Tony. Definitely the girls get their looks from mom, not Brad. Oh, man. Oh, guys. Oh, whoo. Oh, that hurts. They say the first cut is the deepest, but in Tony's case, this has been coming a long time. Ouch! Thank you, friend. Appreciate the super chat. Makes the pain a little bit easier to deal with. There was a question I wanted to answer, but then Tony hurt my soul right there. Anyway, Kelsey, what are the girls' favorite part of cruising? I mean, they went off to get ready for bed. But I think that they love Adventure Ocean. They love playing with their friends. I mean, what are their... Are you guys still here? Yeah. What's your favorite part of your cruise? What's the favorite part of the cruise? Let Aubrey go first, because she's going to copy whatever Gabby says. What's your favorite part of the cruise? Is it going to Adventure Ocean? Is it playing with your friends? I was going to say it was playing with your friends on board. Like when Maeve and Lorelai are there, or Camille and Grant.
Going in the pool.
Going in the pool? What about you? Come on, you gotta be snappy here. Eating. Pool.
Camp and
Adventure Ocean.
And going down Waterside and rock climbing.
You've never been... that's not true. You have been rock climbing one time.
I think two.
No,
Ice skating. How about that? Bumper cars. Do you like bumper cars?
Yes.
No.
So fun.
Okay. Now you guys can beat it.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't ask any more questions about us. I'm Jordan Taylor.
Goodbye. Let's see here. Now I'm really behind on the chat there. No, I'm good on that. Good on that. John McCoy, how long do you see this chess match last between Clea and the CDC? That's a really good question, John. I will tell you this. If the 100-day order does not get extended, that's a really good thing for the cruise lines. If it doesn't, it's going to be, it's just, the answer is I don't know. But the CDC really is, holding them by the ankles, and just, they can't go anywhere until they really let go there, so. Andrew Dwan, do you think they will limit ship capacity if they reopen in 2020? We talked about it a little earlier, Andrew. Someone else asked me that same question, and I could see it happening, but I just don't know how they would really make it work. I think that limiting the capacity is not necessarily the answer. I think that, number one, no matter what we're talking about when it comes to an approach for keeping guests and crew safe, there isn't one thing to do. There are many things to do. It's a multifaceted approach. You don't beat COVID-19 until at least the vaccine is out there with just one thing. It's not just hand washing. It's not just hand sanitizer. It's not just social distancing. It's not just face masks. It's not just limiting the amount of people on the ship. It is a combination of all those things working at once. And if you do all those things, I'm not saying any of the things I mentioned, by the way, are going to be necessarily part of the equation, although pretty much hand washing is going to be. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not just one thing. It is multiple things working together to help bring the chances down to, like, microscopic levels. That's really what it's all about. Joe, do you think the Crown Anchor point system will change? I don't expect that to, no. Will there perhaps be opportunities to earn more points? You make that argument, but I don't think it's going to change. TK Wood, what's up, dude? Have you done any cruises out of Australia, and how do they stack up compared to other places? I have not, but we have done some podcast episodes and blog posts about cruising down under. My good friend Pippa, who has a YouTube channel, by the way, as well. Ocean Time is the name of her channel, and she's been on the podcast. She's a good friend. She's come on here. We've talked about that, and we have covered that at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. John McCoy, what's my all-time favorite ship? Harmony of the Seas. Widowmaker, when will bookings for 2022 become available? I mean, there are some through April or so, but beyond that, we don't know. Likely, the earliest it would come out would be the end of the year. Maybe around November, December timeframe. Kim Oakland, I think the capacity will be self-limiting, as some folks may not feel comfortable returning right away. I think there's some truth to that as well, Kim. I think so as well. LaRonda, do you think they will spend more time between sailings cleaning the rooms? I think at the very least, yes. I mean, we've seen that already, LaRonda. We've seen that already, LaRonda. I apologize. In situations where there's been like norovirus on board the ship, where a gastrointestinal outbreak occurred, they would spend more time. They would actually delay reboarding. They would do a lot of these things. So some of these procedures have already been part of Royal Caribbean's action plan, but they've obviously got to go beyond that because this is more than just run-of-the-mill type of situation. Ray says, I think when the cruise lines are given the green light, the cruise lines will be a little afraid to be the first to sail. You may be right on that. I don't know. I think number one, they want to make money. They are a corporation. They're going to want to make money. But they're also going to make sure they're not going to set themselves up for a problem. We know this already, that Royal Caribbean is working on their plan of action. Royal Caribbean's chairman and CEO, Richard Fain, has said multiple times that they are working on a, quote, blue ribbon panel, end quote, that includes epidemiologists, scientists, cruise industry leaders. Basically, they want to come up with, like, the type of approach that you might otherwise use, like, to build a spaceship. They want to make sure they are covering everything possible, so that way when they are ready to go, they're not second guessing. Is what we're doing right? They want to make sure they have the right approach out there. Cheryl Mantle, how long do you think it will take to hire new staff for these ships to come back? Well, number one, Cheryl, it's a good question. When ships return, it's not going to be 26 ships at once. It's going to be like a handful, maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5, I could see at the most. So to hire back those people, no problem. Because don't forget, while repatriating crew members is difficult because of local laws in various countries that basically say, oh, you're coming from a cruise ship? You must be swimming in COVID-19. You can't come back here. You've got to do 1,000 things that are impossible to do because because that's awful. But yeah, don't wear a mask in the supermarket. That's totally cool. No one cares about that. You know what I mean? Like, repatriation is really tough from a legal standpoint. But if you want to leave and go on a cruise ship, it's fine. It's more the issue coming back. So I don't think it'll be an issue from getting more crew members to get on board. It's the issue of getting them back home afterwards. Ray, has Royal Caribbean said that they will upgrade the filtration systems on their ships? They have not announced anything, Ray. There has been no announced procedures related to protecting guests yet. So, Mike Roselle, what's the best drink package deal you've seen? Well, $18 a day. But, Mike, that was a pricing mistake. Anything in the $40 range, Mike, if you're below $50 per person per day, is a great price. Chapter Chris, what's the usual date that Royal Caribbean opens up the following year itinerary? Usually it's in 2 parts. Usually it's around November, and then the other one is in the spring, around March or April timeframe. Again, who knows with this current situation, but that's historically what it has been. Let's see here. Sarah Baker, one of my daughter's favorite ships. I think they love the Oasis class ships primarily. Bigger the ship, more stuff to do on board. They're your typical. I don't think they're even millennials, right? If you're born like after 2010, I don't know what you are. You're Gen AAA or something. I don't know, but yeah. Live Right 316, first time cruisers, hopefully on Harmony in March with your 74-year-old mom. Awesome. I really hope that works out for you. You picked a great ship, by the way. Harmony of the Sea is my favorite. You will love it. John Benham, a cruise planned for July 2021. Should I book my 2023 cruises while on board? We can't book 2023 right now, John. Granted, when you get on board your ship, that may change. But when it comes to booking on board, the price on board and the price at home, exactly the same. The difference is you get reduced deposit and you get extra onboard credit for booking on board. Here's my recommendation. If the new itineraries come out before you get on the ship, book it at home. The best prices are when they first come out. Book it then. Don't wait. Because if you wait, I'm afraid the amount of money you get for onboard credit will be offset by a price increase. So that would be number one. Number two, obviously, if the cruises aren't out yet or they come out when you're on board the ship, yeah, sure, book it then. But keep that in mind when it comes to waiting. I typically tell people the best time to book a cruise when you're on board the ship is when you're sitting around and you're like, Tony Diaz, are we having a great time? Yes, man, of course. My name is Brad. What do you let's book this cruise again next year. Like you're just kind of, let's book a cruise, and that impetus comes on while on board, not at home. Then you go to next cruise and book it. That's the best way to do it. Jake, do you know if Royal Caribbean has suspended crew contracts when cruising stopped, or do they all have to sign new contracts that they expired? I have no idea, my friend. I have no idea. Devin, everyone seems to enjoy the live feed, but there are only 48 thumbs up. Oh, man. I hope if it works. I mean, if it helps out the channel, appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Devin. What are some updates Royal Caribbean had planned to make on some of its ships before COVID-19? Well, they had they were going to add to ships like Explorer, Allure, things like water slides, new dining venues, reimagined Adventure Ocean. redesigned pools decks. They were going to do a new private island experience in the South Pacific. There was they just purchased land in the Bahamas for that. So there is quite a bit actually there. But unfortunately, almost all of that right now is just simply on hold, in limbo, however you want to look at it. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. Sherry writes, Oasis of the Seas was so amazing. I agree 100%. I'm really impressed by Oasis of the Seas. When people ask me what ship should they go on for a cruise, right now, because Oasis got really amplified in 2019 and it's so good, it is a really compelling choice for picking that up there. So, the Blink Fan 1 US, have you cruised out of Singapore? I have not. Joe, do you think this Crown Anchor system will change? I do not. At least not right now, anyway. John Harmon, if you have a cruise booked and the prices drop while on board, can you go to next cruise and rebook and get the onboard credit? What you have to do is cancel. You would tell them you would have to cancel first. Technically speaking, next cruise can't rebook for you because you already got it booked. But if you just tell your travel agent, hey, cancel that cruise, I'm going to go rebook right now, you're good to go. So you have to go about it that way, as opposed to a straight rebooking. Does that make sense? What's the best thing on Liberty? Tidal Wave Water Slide. Love that thing right there. JTB Airliner 320. Going to Iowa for July 4th. Sure isn't a cruise, but it gets me out of town. That one, I agree on that sentiment, my friend. Actually, next week, guys, we're not going to be live from here. We just want to get away. We got a vacation home probably about 30 minutes away from here, so we'll be live coming through the vacation home. TK1, thank you for the super chat, my friend. What's your favorite cruise you've been on and why? Well, legally, I have to say it was my honeymoon cruise because it was my honeymoon cruise. That one was great, but of course, what would I pick if it wasn't my honeymoon cruise? We've had such great cruises, man. I mean, we've been so lucky to have such fun sailings. We did a great Freedom of the Seas New Year's Eve cruise this past year. That was fantastic. I remember doing the first time we did a group cruise on Navigator of the Seas to the Southern Caribbean from Miami, 9 nights. That was a lot of fun. Spring break last year, 2019, not 2020. 2019 was we did a back-to-back on Mariner. Really nothing quote-unquote special about that. But we had a great group on board. It's really the people that you have on with you, the friends that cruise with you, than anything else. But that's a good question. Luis, what are things to do at the Coco Key without paying for the water park? A lot, my friend. The beaches, included. Oasis Lagoon Pool, which is where I would be, included. Great spot. Go to Oasis Lagoon Pool. You will love it, my friend. It's really, really a lot of fun. Brogan, do you think they will ever base ships in Europe year-round? Not Royal Caribbean, no. I just don't think there's... I don't see it happening. I mean, I could be wrong, right? For all I know, coronavirus will be a terrible thing here, and then, they'll be forced to do it, but I think all things being equal, I would say no. Let's put it that way. So, let's see, Michael first, sorry. Rhapsody of the Seas, what do you like most about the ship? The Izumi location. It's fantastic. Beautiful view over there. Absolutely love it. Melody wants to know, how long does it take for a waiting on future cruise credit? How long does it usually take? There isn't a set time. Actually, Melody, hang on a second. Let me check one thing for you. Because I think you might have an exception here because you were on that one of those Allure ones. Hang on 2 seconds, guys. I just want to check on something for Melody. This is why I write everything down on the blog. For you... Future... Hang on a second. Sorry. I know the answer is here. I think it's in July. I think it's going to happen in July. I'm just trying to find the date for you. I can't find the exact date, Melody. I thought they put a date in. They usually do. Like, future cruise credits will roll by this date. But I can't see it right now. Gary Miola Jr., thank you for the super chat, my friend. Thanks for all the wonderful info, Matt. Hope to meet you someday on a Royal Caribbean ship to enjoy some Kraken rum together. Absolutely, my friend. That would be amazing. Because, number one, we'd be on a cruise ship. And number two, because we would be able to enjoy my favorite, which is that Kraken. Yes, yes, yes. Michelle, how bad was the fire on Odyssey this season? I don't know. I wasn't there. They haven't really... Only the shipyard really knows the answer to that one. Andy, do you remember the old Kokoki? I do. I wasn't a giant fan of it. It required tendering. Only one beach. The food wasn't great. This is way... I love Perfect Day Kokoki. Love Perfect Day Kokoki. Cindy Rendon, any recommendations in Nassau? I generally tell you, if money's not an object, if you say, Matt, make it rain, I would say Atlantis Resort, go to the water park there, do something in Atlantis. There's a couple different options you can do at Atlantis. That would be the place. If you're saying, Matt, I'm not rolling in the dough like Tony Diaz is, then I would tell you the next best thing to do is maybe get a day pass to the British Colonial Hilton Resort. Great spot right there. So, let's see here. Francisco, do you know when the Allure will get its upgrade? No, Royal Caribbean said, Francisco, it is delayed indefinitely until further notice. So, nothing over there. So, Lady Phoenix heard that Royal Caribbean will resume sailing September 15th. Any rumor or truth? Truth to an extent. What I mean by that is it's true, but only as far as there could be more cancellations still. That's their date they're aiming for, but that very well could change. That's all. So, yeah. So I hope that makes sense there. All right, guys. On that note, I gotta head on out of here. Thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube. I gotta say some thank you to everybody who sent the super chats in today. Gary Miola, thank you. TK Wood, thank you. Tony Diaz is always my friend. Thank you for your super chat. John Harmon, thank you for the super chat. Susan Westfall, thank you. Chad, I was saying your last name right. Chad. Hey. Chad, thank you for the super chat. Lizzie Ames, thank you for your super chat. Kim Oakland, thank you for your super chat. Lisa McBrain, thank you for your multiple super chats. Luke Wallace, thank you for the super chat. Kelly Kolovos, thank you for the super chat. Brogan, thank you for the super chat. And Javon, thank you for the super chat. Guys, have a great rest of your evening. Have a great week, in fact. And we'll talk again very soon, right here on... Where are we? We're on YouTube. Boy, it's been a long day. Good night, everybody. See ya. And wait a minute. We're not done yet. John Harmon coming up with one more super chat. John, my friend, very, very kind of you. Thank you again for your generosity. Thank you. You've earned everybody here an extra 30 seconds of Royal Caribbean blog time. So thank you. And again, next week, guys. Next week, while I'm sitting here, I got an extra couple of minutes. We'll be live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. UK time. I have no idea what time that is in Australia, but trying to mix it up, show some love for our UK friends out there. So check us out there. All right, guys, on that note, now I am out. Bye, everybody. Have a great evening. See you soon. Bye, everybody.